Welcome back, everybody. This is my 14th week of my sophomore spring semester of 2025. And basically, for what I have written for this week is that on Monday, we had our second to last math quiz. I haven't been bringing that up at all, the math quizzes, because, there's not really, it happens every week, pretty much. There's not much reason to bring them up, but, in my opinion, but if I didn't bring it up, then I don't really know what else I'd have to bring up on Monday. And so then on Tuesday, we began preparing to record the final project video in our management writing intensive class. And so, that pretty much just entailed like, okay, when are we going to record it? Like which day, which time, which location? And that's what we pretty much had to do on Tuesday. And so then on Wednesday we reviewed for our third math exam that will be happening the next day. So on Thursday we had no management writing intensive class. Class was just 9 session that day. And then for later in the day is when we had our third math exam. And from what I remember, because it was, last week, basically, a lot of people had trouble with it. It took a long time. It took a long time to get the equations and whatnot completed. And then, given how much answers there are, it just accumulated. So like when it was time to like finish the exam, like, we reached the time limit, you got to turn it in now. There was so many people, still, I'm assuming that like majority of them did still complete the exam on time, but like they really had to go down to the last minute. And, that was not, at least from what I remember, that was not an issue in our previous two exams. So I don't know what happened this time around. I think, we shouldn't be having that, thing though. We shouldn't be having so many students have to go down to the last minute to finish their exam. Um, but yeah, it definitely seemed a lot more difficult in the previous two exams. And so then on Friday is when we, finally had recorded our group project. And the thing is, though, you know, as I had said in a previous video, I believe it might have been week 12. It could have been week 11, but I think it was week 12. We didn't have math class on Friday, and that is because we will have math class on Friday for week 14, because the thing is, we need to use each of these last remaining days, which is like 3 days, to review for the final exam. And, it is cumulative, so it's going to be over everything that we've learned. So if we were to spend even one day, just we'll all rest. It was the day after the final exam, the third exam. Let's just all rest, like we typically do. Like, no, we can't do that. We don't have the luxury to afford that, We have to take the, day this Friday to review for the final. So we'll just move that the day off Friday for week 12. And so, that wasn't great, but, I guess, it makes sense. But then after that and the accounting lab, we recorded our final project video. And it went all right, I guess. It didn't help that, like, the slides that we had to use to prepare for the video, there's some things that just didn't seem to be, in the right spot, so we had to go around and fix that. Luckily we got to it before we recorded the video, so it wasn't like, we were, accidentally showing the wrong thing. It wasn't, and then when it came to actually recording the video, it wasn't great that we were in quite a small room and we all had to be in frame during the video. So, that was a bit difficult, but we tried to work, try to manage it, hopefully, we don't get marked off. for the way we did it. But yeah, so it was all right. I'd say it turned out probably great. I don't know. I haven't looked back at it. But I would assume we did, for the most part, what we needed to do. But overall, that is it. And if I'm not forgetting anything, which I don't think I am, that is all I have to say about for week 14. So thank you guys so much for watching.